Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into the weeds with a legendary name in watchmaking, Jaeger-LeCoultre.
hmm
And specifically, their latest creation, the Polaris Chronograph, but in this really interesting new ocean gray.
It's quite striking, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to, well, unpack the layers,
Hmm.
the history, the design choices, the engineering behind this specific watch.
Yeah.
We want to draw out what makes it tick, literally,
Hmm.
and how it balances this deep legacy with very modern tech. And I'd say that ocean gray dial, I'm keen to understand what makes it so special.
There's definitely a story there.
So stick with us. We're going from its dive watch origins back in the swinging 60s
A key period.
right through to the fine points of that ocean gray dial, and then, yeah, a look inside at the mechanics. We're talking serious engineering testing that, well, goes way beyond the norm. Let's get into it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so picture this, 1968. It's a time of massive change, exploration. Divers are pushing the limits underwater, but their gear, especially watches, maybe wasn't quite there yet. There was this real need for something more, something reliable, but also smart.
Mm.
What was JLC's answer back then?
Well, it was a critical time for divers. They needed a truly reliable way to know when their time was up, essentially. A safe alert.
Life or death, really.
Absolutely. And Jaeger-LeCoultre's response was the Memovox Polaris. This wasn't just, a minor update. It was a huge step forward from their earlier deep sea alarm.
Okay,
It brought in things like an automatic alarm mechanism crucial for divers, and it was housed in this innovative 42-millimeter compressor case.
compressor case. What's special about that?
Clever design. It actually uses the increasing water pressure at depth to seal the case tighter. The deeper
Yeah.
you go, the better it seals.
Wow, okay. Counterintuitive, but smart.
Exactly. And this watch, remember this is the late 60s, could handle depths of 30 meters with a working mechanical alarm. That was pretty groundbreaking stuff.
30 meters doesn't sound huge now, but back then,
For a mechanical alarm watch, it was significant. So the Memovox Polaris, it wasn't just the next model. It really kind of kicked off a new era of these high-performance tool watches from JLC, the watchmaker's watchmaker, as they're known.
Right.
It really cemented their reputation for innovation and practical utility alongside the fine watchmaking.
So that's the legacy, the DNA.
Hmm.
Fast forward to today. How do you take that rugged, functional dive watch history and make it relevant, make it desirable in today's luxury sports watch world? Looking at this new ocean gray Polaris chronograph, the Q9028651,
Yeah.
what design choices jump out at you?
Well, the first thing is that they've kept that inherent boldness, It's a modern 42-millimeter stainless steel case. It has presence, but it's not crude.
Okay.
Look at the lugs. They're short, faceted, and they curve down quite sharply. That makes a big difference to how comfortably it wears, even with the size.
The wearability factor.
Important. And then there's the finishing. This is pure JLC. You've got this beautifully fine brushing on the case sides, but then these incredibly sharp, crisp internal angles where facets meet.
Right, I see that.
That kind of detail, that precision casework, it echoes what they do on their really high-end lines like the Geophysic or the Reverso. It's a statement, really.
What's the state?
That sporting heritage and high-end, elegant watchmaking, they absolutely can go hand in hand, especially for a brand with, 192 years of history. They don't see a contradiction there.
That makes sense. It's not either for them. Okay, let's talk about this style then. The ocean gray. It's getting a lot of attention. What's the story? Why this color, this texture? What makes it stand out?
Yeah, the ocean gray dial, it's more than just a color choice. It's quite clever. It manages to feel both calm, like deep water, but also dynamic.
How so?
It's this double gradient effect. In each sort of section of the dial, it fades subtly from a lighter gray to a darker gray.
Okay, I see.
And the textures differ. The inner part has this quite radiant sunray finish. They say it evokes the sea at low tide or that kind of blue hour light. While the outer track, where the tachymeter scale is, has this fine graininess, like sand maybe, it creates this visual depth.
So it's playing with light and texture.
Exactly. And it embodies the watch's versatility, sporty but elegant, maybe hinting at a new aesthetic direction for them. But the really astonishing part is how it's made.
Go on.
They apply 35 layers of clear lacquer.
35 layers.
Yes, one by one, to build up that incredible depth and richness in the gray tone. Then it's polished to this high gloss. Apparently, it takes nearly 40 individual steps just to produce one dial.
Wow. That's That's almost obsessive craftsmanship for just the dial surface.
It is. It tells you a lot about their approach. You think it's just a color, but underneath.
There's all this hidden complexity. It really makes you appreciate it differently, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And look how they integrate the other elements. The subdials at 3 and 9, the running seconds, and the 30-minute counter, they're oversized, matte finish, very legible.
Right, they stand out clearly.
They do. They cut across those glossy gradient sections boldly. Crisp white scales and these little pops of sporty orange. Very functional.
And the main markers.
Well, you've got applied Arabic numerals at 12 and 6, which is a nice nod back to the original Memovox Polaris style layout, the 1269.
Ah, the heritage link again.
Exactly. And the other hour markers are these elegant trapezoidal indices. They even have little polished frames that curve around the subdials where they meet so nothing overlaps awkwardly.
Awful detailing.
Very. And plenty of that blue glowing superluminova matching the skeletonized hands.
Skeletonized meaning.
Béton squelette is the term. Basically, the hands have cutouts so you can see more of the dial beneath them. Improves visibility. And the chronograph seconds hand is this thin, polished needle tipped with that same vibrant orange. Makes it super easy to read against the inner tachymeter scale.
Okay, and wrapping it all up visually.
Is that lovely box sapphire crystal? It stands quite proud, maybe 2.5 millimeter tall.
Gives it a vintage feel.
A touch, yeah.
Yeah.
But functionally, it lets light flood onto the dial from all sides, really boosting legibility. And it's framed by a relatively thin, high-polished bezel that steps down nicely to the case. Helps it wear comfortably, avoids feeling too chunky on the wrist.
Okay, so the exterior is clearly a mix of thoughtful design, heritage cues, and serious finishing. Let's move inside. What's powering this chronograph?
Right.
You notice the large crown, the chunky rectangular pushers. They feel very solid, tactile.
Yeah.
And 100 meters water resistance is pretty good for a chrono.
Mm.
But the real magic's inside, presumably.
Oh, absolutely. Flip it over, though. This one has a solid steel caseback, and inside you have the in-house caliber 761.
In-house. That term gets used a lot. What does it really mean for JLC?
For Jaeger-LeCoultre, it means exactly what it should. Designed, manufactured, finished, assembled, tested, everything. Under their own roof in the Vallée de Joux, start to finish.
Total control.
Total control. And the caliber 761, it's a proper manufacturer chronograph movement. It uses a column wheel mechanism with a vertical clutch.
Okay, technical terms. What's the benefit for the user?
Smoother operation. The column wheel gives the pushers that crisp, positive feel. And the vertical clutch means when you start the chronograph, the second's hand kicks off instantly and smoothly, no little stutter or jump.
Ah, okay. Precision from the get-go.
Precisely. It's generally seen as a more sophisticated and complex chronograph architecture. Performance-wise, it runs at 4 Hz, which is standard for modern chronos. It has 2 mainspring barrels.
2 barrels. Why?
For a longer, more consistent power delivery, it achieves a healthy 65-hour power reserve, so you can take it off Friday evening and it should still be running Monday morning.
That's practical. Now, you mentioned testing. JLC is famous for its 1,000-hour control. Tell us about that. It sounds intense.
It is intense. It's this incredibly rigorous 6-week testing marathon that every single finished JLC watch goes through before it leaves the manufacturer.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. And crucially, it goes way beyond standard chronometer certification, like COSC. The big difference is that JLC tests the fully assembled watch movement inside the case, not just the bare movement.
Ah, so testing it in real-world conditions, essentially.
Exactly. They test it for accuracy, yes, but also power reserve, resistance to temperature changes, vibrations, the works, before and after casing. It says a lot about their philosophy.
Suggests extreme confidence in their build quality.
Utter confidence. It's not just about meeting an external standard. It's about meeting their own much tougher internal standard. It's a huge commitment to quality control.
And even though it's hidden behind the solid caseback on this model, is the movement still finished nicely?
Oh, absolutely. JLC wouldn't have it any other way. All 248 components of the caliber 761 are beautifully decorated. You'd see polished and blued screws, traditional Côte de Genève stripes on the bridges, and a skeletonized solid gold rotor, the bit that winds the watch automatically featuring their JL logo. It's a work of art in itself.
A hidden work of art. Okay, so incredible engineering inside, beautiful design outside. What about actually wearing it day to day? It comes with strap options, right? Quick swap systems seem almost standard now on sports watches.
Yes, and they've done it well here. You get 2 straps included, which is great for versatility.
What are they?
First is a black rubber strap. It has this nice Clou de Paris texture, like tiny pyramids, which gives it a bit of refinement.
Right, not just play rubber.
No. And it integrates really smoothly into the case lines. Plus, cleverly, the inside has this sort of web pattern for ventilation, makes it more comfortable if you're wearing it in the heat or, actually getting it wet.
Smart. And the second strap.
A powder blue canvas strap gives it a completely different, maybe slightly more casual look.
Nice contrast.
And both use a trifold butterfly deployant clasp, which also has its own quick release mechanism. So swapping straps is tool-free, takes seconds.
Very convenient. Strap dimensions.
It's 21 millimeters between the lugs, tapering slightly to 20 millimeters at the buckle. Keeps that sporty feel.
So, bringing it all together, this watch seems positioned as a flagship sports watch for JLC. How does it manage that balancing act, paying tribute to its serious dies wash roots, while also being this modern, quite masculine, yet still refined piece for today?
I think it's down to, masterful execution across the board. It has the capability, the robustness inherited from the Polaris line, but it's elevated by that unmistakable JLC finesse, the finishing, the movement quality.
Right.
And this new ocean gray colorway is key, I think. It's versatile. It's not black, not blue. It's this sophisticated, almost timeless gray that works in pretty much any situation. It really broadens the watch's appeal.
So it's both a tool and a luxury object.
Precisely. It embodies that JLC legacy, but feels entirely contemporary. It's defining what a luxury sports watch can be in their collection. Just to remind everyone, the reference is Q9028651, and the price is currently $15,100 USD.
Okay, so let's recap. We've really dug into this Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris Chronograph Ocean Gray. We've gone from its pretty cool origins back in 1968.
A seminal piece.
All the way through to the insane detail of that gradient layered dial and the powerhouse movement inside with its extreme testing.
Yeah, I think the key takeaways are really that blend, that JLC specialty of rugged sporting heritage with genuinely elegant, high-end watchmaking.
They make it look easy, but it's not.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And the sheer craftsmanship, like those 35 lacquer layers on the dial, it's just remarkable. Plus, that 1,000-hour control really underscores their commitment to quality. It's not just marketing talk.
So, for you listening, hopefully this deep dive gives you a real shortcut to understanding not just what this watch is, but maybe why it's generating buzz, why it stands out. It's a testament to precision, to artistry, but also to sheer engineering capability. And it really reminds us that innovation isn't always about radical new inventions. Sometimes it's about perfecting the details, honoring a legacy, and just executing flawlessly.
Well,
But here's a thought to leave you with, something that really struck me thinking about those 35 layers, the 1,000 hours of testing. When we look closely at something seemingly straightforward like a watch and uncover this incredible depth, decades of history, dozens of steps for one component, weeks of testing, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
wonder what?
What other everyday objects around us, things we take for granted, if we really did a deep dive into them, what hidden stories, what astonishing levels of craftsmanship, history, and sheer dedication might we find buried just beneath the surface?